minor adjustment. Yeah, I think that's better.
Feel better?
Yeah.
All right, let's rock
right.
and roll.
Let's go.
Good afternoon, it's Robert and Julia Miller with the J. Patel Group and Rethink Real Estate with another exciting real estate update.
That's right. So exciting.
Episode number 105.
Episode number 105. You got that right.
Yep,
Thanks.
moving right on towards 200.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Speaking of 200, we're at about 150. We're just over 150 subscribers, which is pretty good, but it doesn't let YouTube know that what we're putting out is valid content and content that you, our viewers, want to see and hear. So if you can like and subscribe, that helps us. It gets the viewership up, not only views but also subscribers up, and lets YouTube know to send this out to more people.
It just multiplies from there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I like it. All right, do you have a joke to kick us off?
Well, I was just thinking the other day, I know the voices in my head aren't real, but they come up with some pretty great ideas.
See, there you go. You should listen to those once in a while.
Right?
All right. I got an invention idea.
Okay.
They should make an alarm clock that sounds like a cat about to cough up a hairball. Nothing gets you out of bed faster.
It's true. It's true.
Get off the carpet. Get off the carpet. Get on the tile.
It's so true. Too funny.
All right, moving on to a little history this week. 1989, U.S. troops invade Panama on December 19th to overthrow dictator Manuel Noriega.
And Robert is looking at his computer screen to walk us through our guide for this week because our printer died. It's on order, should be here any moment, but for now we're just not printing.
I won't be surprised if the doorbell rings.
It might, right when we're doing this, yeah.
Okay, 1948, the first Midnight Mass broadcast on TV airs December 24th from New York City.
Oh.
I thought it would be from the Vatican.
Yeah, I was thinking totally the Vatican.
Yeah, from New York City.
Interesting. Wow.
This threw me for a little bit of a loop. 1937, Disney's first full-length animated feature, Snow White, debuts December 21st. And now I get
37.
Full length.
Full length.
Mickey Mouse was there before that, but that's not a full-length animated movie.
Oh, no, yeah,
so
he did a lot
I
of short
understand now.
stuff.
Snow
Yeah.
White.
Short and silent films Mickey Mouse did.
That's right. 1843, Charles Dickens' classic A Christmas Carol is published December 19th in London.
Wow. What was it? 1843?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Finally, 1732, Benjamin Franklin publishes the first Poor Richard's Almanac, December 19th. That went on for 25 years.
What was that about?
Just a miscellaneous grab bag of different weather forecasts, predictions, stories, astrological, astronomy, just a mixed bag of a little bit of everything. And he did it to promote his printing business.
Amazing. Yeah. He was a very industrious gentleman, that's for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
So we didn't really go over what we were going to talk about today. We'll do the regular news first, and then we said that we would talk about your home's equity, and if you are going to draw out of your home's equity, what are some smart things to think about doing with that equity for your home. Paying off bills is always a smart thing to do. I'll preface that. But then we also have a small little water update, mostly pertaining to Lake Pleasant, which is here in the Northwest Valley.
Okay.
On to news.
Well, there isn't a whole lot new to report. It does get a little bit slow, although there is going to be a lot of data points coming out this week, but we haven't seen much of it yet. It's pretty much tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. The one thing that did come out today that affects the stock market is the new home construction numbers were down. I think it was only 0.1%, but it was for the month, but I think it's 11% for the year.
Yeah, I'm hearing that, which is somewhat surprising because a lot of builders are giving so many incentives and they're doing move-in ready homes. So really kind of surprising to me. And maybe the homes that I'm seeing in the MLS and things are what they already were permitted for, so they don't have to do with that drop.
Yeah, you hit it on the head. It's that
Yeah.
number, that 11% is the number of permits.
Right.
And since they're sitting on inventory,
Yeah.
they're going to slow down on putting in permits for new construction
they need
until
to
they
get
move
through
some
that.
of that inventory. So I think that's probably what's
Yeah.
going on.
Okay.
Mortgage rates continue to just tick down ever so slowly. They were a little bit mixed this week. I'll go over those in a little bit. Housing still in the woods. Even as home prices moderate, the housing market continues to decline with fewer sales and more cancellations. This week, existing home sales data for November will likely show another sharp year-over-year decline in sales and housing starts.
So when they say cancellations, do they mean contract cancellations
Yes.
or listing cancellations?
Contract. They're talking about
We're
contract
talking about
cancellations.
sales,
yeah.
so it's cancellation of contract. Ooh.
Yeah, a lot of that has to do with new construction too.
Huh.
I think the new construction piece is getting hit the
Oh.
hardest on it.
Yeah,
so.
we are hearing builders getting some of those cancellations as well. Buyers are saying, what I agreed to buy the house for, the value now has come down this much.
And I don't want to walk into it
Yeah,
with
yeah.
negative equity or being upside down right off the bat.
Well, and we got to think about the appraisals too. I mean, the appraisal,
Yeah.
if most of the time the new home construction, they don't do the appraisal right away. Some do, some don't.
Right.
So that's one thing that, builders have to be aware of. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So HOAs are dominating new housing as more homes get built, and this makes perfect sense to me because land is becoming more and more scarce. They're going to be packing more homes in, and the more tightly you pack the homes, the more need for an HOA to keep things,
Okay.
you know, uniform and consistent and
The hardest thing is
pleasant
parking
for
on the
everybody.
street. You got garbage cans on the street, all these things. I mean, unfortunately, there was a child hit on a bike today in our neighborhood. It wasn't on a street where people would be parking, but it's still just something else to watch out for when you're driving or backing out of your driveway. And the HOAs help regulate what's parked on the street, parking on the street, and garbage cans are kind of the big things when you talk about visibility and viewability. So.
We already talked about the last week, the softer inflation number. It did come in at 7.1, so that's down from 7.7 in October.
That's
December.
the CPI.
Yeah, and that will be coming out this week, so we'll have a little more data next week for that.
Okay.
Everybody knows about the Fed rate hike. They went 0.5 instead of 0.75, so that's a good
good.
sign. However, they did indicate they're going to keep going.
Yeah.
So we're going to see
More
that.
rate hikes to come.
Yep, more rate hikes to come. Retail did swoon, and this is all part of cooling off the market and getting inflation under control. But overall retail sales declined 0.6%, double what was estimated. So it was a little more substantial than they thought. The pullback was widespread, led by furniture, building materials, and auto sales. Online sales also decreased. Bars and restaurant receipts surged 0.9%. That's got to be because of the holiday. Everybody's going out for Christmas and holidays, so that makes sense.
Now, I thought they were saying retail spending was up, so that report's a little surprising to me.
Yeah, no, this report
Okay.
says it's down.
Okay.
Post-Thanksgiving numbers after Thanksgiving. So.
Okay, yeah, we
Now
were just
remember-
covering Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
They set records.
Right, okay.
So that makes sense. If everybody got their shopping done during those record-breaking Monday and Friday,
yeah,
then
and now they're like,
then sales
I'm
are going to
done.
be down. Yeah, they don't need to go shopping. So that
Okay.
could be one answer for that. You talked about the dot plot. So we
Dot
actually
plot.
got the numbers.
Okay.
So the Fed's dot plot is 5.1%. That's where everybody's predicting that the rate's going to be. And that broke down by the dot plot showed 17 of the 19 dots above 5% in 2023.
Okay, so that 5% is the inflation rate, or
No,
is
the
that
Fed's
the
interest rate.
base
The,
rate?
the Fed's rate for overnight lending of money.
Okay. Such a gray area still for me, but that's okay. Let's keep moving.
Okay. Not too much else really.
Okay.
The another tool that I hadn't heard of, and we'll look into this a little bit deeper. Quantitative tightening, allow the proceeds. Okay, I understand what they're doing. From, you remember they were buying bonds at a very high rate, 120 billion a month during the pandemic, and now they're letting those go. They're maturing and letting those go. So they've dropped that balance sheet from by 332 billion. So they've really taken a chunk out of it. It's still very high, 8.63 trillion,
Whoa.
but they have
they
have taken a pretty good chunk out of it. So that'll be something to continue.
I guess
to watch.
that's something that our economy is going to feel then, is that adjustment.
Yeah, and it'll have a effect on where people invest their money too.
Yeah.
You know, because of inflation, they're looking for inflation safe areas. So
yeah.
Okay, so what have you got for us for using your equity wisely?
Yes. I have 5 points to cover for it. 5 things to think about, and think about spending your home equity on. So first, update your home's finishes. So that may include paint color, painting baseboards, which is something that we did this year. Changing out old light fixtures. We did the year before in our bathrooms. We did.
And LED bulbs.
LED bulbs, yeah, for sure. And we even changed out some of our fluorescent lighting, which is what we have in like the laundry room.
Closets.
And our closet. We changed those out to LED, still fluorescent.
Right.
But it's a much more efficient light fixture, and it's brighter.
Yeah.
Which is great. Changing out your front door, which I love this one.
Yeah.
It's a little pricey. It could be anyway. But, you know, they get beat up. You could even paint them if you're not doing the exterior of your house. But, you know, something else just to freshen up that front.
First impression, right?
Yeah. Update outlet covers, whether they're cracked or discolored. I know we've got some outlets around here that are kind of discoloring over the years. It's just time to change them out.
Right.
Number 2, update to energy efficient features and appliances.
Yes, those will definitely pay off.
Yeah, those old appliances can be energy guzzlers. So this is going to help you in the long run anyway.
That one will be a pretty short return on investment, I would think.
Yeah, definitely. Freshen up your curb appeal, adding planters, colorful pots, maybe a walkway, a paver walkway to your front door from the sidewalk. We did trash can walkways too, around the sides of the house, around the backyard. So all those things can add to your home's value. Trim the trees. It's expensive to get professional tree trimming done. And this might be a way that you put some of that money to work and freshen up your home's equity and your curb appeal. Number 4, put your money into the kitchen and baths.
Those are the most important rooms for buyers.
Yeah.
It's the kitchen and the baths.
They say, the particular article I was reading, which was on NAR, says 100% return on your investment. I'm not sure. They used to give a different percentage, but you will definitely find you will get money back when it's time to sell for freshening those things up.
I think a lot of it will have to do with the degree. Like if you're in like a 1980s home that hasn't been updated, and you bring it all the way up to, you know, granite counters, quartz counters, subway backsplash, you know, the hardware on your cabinets, stainless steel appliances, you go all the way from 1980s original to that, I can see that easily paying
That's gonna
over
pay
100%.
dividends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Those are the 3 areas you kind of hit on them. Updating your countertops. Upgrade your toilets. People don't think about this, but you know, those old toilets, you get some energy efficient toilets or higher, you know, something that's not builder grade, basically.
Right.
Comfort level. Anyway, change out faucets and shower heads, you know, get rid of some of that old plumbing, put in some new energy efficient plumbing, and just something that looks not out of the 1980s. Right.
Exactly.
5th and final point, finish off your basements or any unfinished spaces, whatever that might be. You know, an Arizona sunroom, we have a lot of those here in Arizona. Even outside, we did a big pergola over our patio, extended our patio area. We did that last year, and that has paid dividends for sure. So plus an added bonus of hearing the rain falling on the aluminum structure.
I know, we haven't thought about that when we put it in, but that is
So
a
fun.
pleasant surprise.
Yeah. So there's just 5 ways that you can use your home's equity wisely on the home itself. I mean, paying off debt obviously is a really good way too as well. You know, any other ways you can think of paying off home equity?
No, I think you covered it pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have high credit cards, although a equity loan is going to be a higher interest rate, it's still not going to be what you're paying for a credit card. So
No.
yeah, it would definitely be
Yeah.
money ahead to spend it that way.
Yeah, for sure. New roofs also, or just at least having your roof looked at. Those are always good ways to use your money. New windows. People don't think about their windows necessarily, but energy efficiency and keeping the noise out. Probably about every 10 years, the energy efficiency changes in those windows. So something to think about.
And like every 5 years on the roof tune-up, as our roofer calls it, you know, they get back up, the heat and cold, the concrete expands and retracts, and you end up with the mud packs separating. You get tiles that blow around and move and expose the membrane, which is what you're trying to protect. The caulking around your pipes and stuff, again, will eventually dry out from the Arizona heat. So just having a roof specialist get up there and take care of those things for you, like once every 5 years, will really extend the life of your roof.
It costs about $1,200 to do some of the things, you know, that Robert's talking about: replacing tiles, fixing mud packs, caulking around the pipes coming up, that kind of thing. And they'll sweep off the debris from the roof, making sure the tiles are in the right positions.
And glue, you're always going to have cracked tiles. It's just the nature of the type of material used, and they can glue those back together. As long as they have both pieces, they can glue those back together, or you know, replace missing ones, or ones that can't be glued back together, replace those. So, yeah,
not to get too far
spent.
off track, but here in Arizona, we typically will use a cement tile. It's about this big, and a lot of them are concave shaped to give it that Spanish look. We do have some flat tiles as well, but it's cement up there on your roof, and that's the best thing for energy efficiency here in the desert. And they crack sometimes. They actually do blow around with our heavy monsoon winds.
Yeah, surprisingly, the wind can get up underneath those and pull them around. It's amazing.
I'm going to paint mine white soon.
Oh, I've heard about it. We'll get into that
we
later.
talked about that in another episode. White roofs being good for energy. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. And what have you got for us on water?
Oh, just something kind of quick. I went over the Peoria Independent here. It's a article done by Mark Carlisle. Colorado River shortage not felt at Lake Pleasant. Okay, so we had the opportunity to go out to Lake Pleasant recently, and we were taking pictures, and friends of ours were commenting, oh, the water level's so low, it's so sad, blah, blah, blah. So it got me thinking, and this article helped me kind of better understand what we were seeing and what they had been seeing. So many people are saying bathtub rings at Lake Mead. They're seeing these bathtub rings at Lake Mead, which is on the Nevada-Arizona border. Lake Pleasant is being compared to it. However, it's a little bit different. The two lakes are different. We're going to throw Lake Powell in here as well. Lake Pleasant, if you've seen it in the spring and then saw it again in the summer, the water levels have dropped between 30 and 40 feet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a
it's
huge
significant.
difference.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to get her first name right. Diet, I think is how you say it. Diet Person. She's a spokesperson for Central Arizona Project, which is where we get our water from. It comes down from the Colorado River. Says it's not like Lake Mead at all. And if you remember, it's kind of funny. They're finding all sorts of things now that the water levels are dropping so much in Lake Mead. Boats, cars, bodies.
In barrels.
Bodies in barrels, yeah. The drop that we're seeing at Lake Pleasant is normal for that time of year, spring to summer. Here's what happens. CAP, Central Arizona Project, takes advantage of lower energy rates in the spring to pump water into Lake Pleasant around February to May. And that gets used up throughout the year. So that's why you see those levels go down.
So it fluctuates by 30 to 40 feet?
Apparently.
Wow. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how much is allocated to us, too, for the year, which we know what levels are dropping, but not quite to the same degree as Lake Mead and Powell. So Lake Mead and Powell are going down because of the watershed that delivers it, Colorado River. Lake Pleasant is only fueled by the CAP, which is water off of the Colorado River, but it's not fed the same way. Lake Pleasant is also much smaller. It is 514,000 acres in feet of water, which is 6.9% of what is in Lake Mead.
Okay.
And 8.8 of what's in Lake Powell. So we're much smaller than Powell or
Tiny.
Mead. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lake Mead and Powell, their water, their supply water shares to other lower basin Colorado River states of California, Nevada, and Mexico. So whereas Lake Pleasant is solely for the users of Arizona and part of the CAP's transportation system, diverting Colorado River water that's allocated just to Arizona.
Okay, so we don't have to share it.
We don't have to share it.
That's nice.
So that kind of gives you a
All
little
right.
more on Arizona's water.
Thank you for that update.
Yeah.
Much appreciated. All right, let's jump over to rates real quick. They were basically flat, although two of the three ticked down slightly. The 30-year went from 6.445 down to 6.316. The 15-year actually ticked up just slightly, 5.677 to 5.767. And the VA dropped from 6.211 to 6.082. So
Okay.
they continue to really level off.
Yeah, they're leveling off. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. Inventory, as predictable because of the time of year, it continues to drop. We dropped by another about 600, a little less
Oh,
than
wow.
600. We are now at 17,678. So we haven't been under 18 in a while.
We haven't all summer for sure.
Yeah, Peoria dropped down to 579, and Surprise is sitting at 844 available homes.
All right.
A little closer to home, Trilogy at Vistancia is down to 33, 495,000 the most affordable, 1,410,000 is the most expensive. Vistancia Village is down to 50 homes available, 425,000 the most affordable, 1,198,000 tops the list.
Okay.
Blackstone Country Club is unchanged. They're sitting at 11 available homes, 575,000 the most affordable, 2,790,000 is the most expensive. Portobello dropped one. They're at 32, 439,000 the most affordable, 929,000 the most expensive. Sun City Grand also dropped one. They're at 119 available homes, 279,000 the most affordable, 999,900 the most expensive.
Yep.
Sun City West is unchanged. They're sitting at 182 available homes, 205,000 the most affordable, 869,000 the most expensive. Finally, Westbrook Village dropped 3. They're at 37 available homes,
Okay.
299,900 the most affordable, 575,000 is the most expensive. Trilogy
Okay.
at Estancia sold in the last 30 days is at 11.
Okay.
And Trilogy
Came
at
up a little
Estancia
bit.
under contract is down to 12. So you can see we kind of flip-flopped to about 5 homes there. Estancia Village sold in the last 30 days, really slowed down. There are 5.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
under contract, there are only 12, and 4 of those are new construction
Wow,
homes.
okay.
So, as typical of this time of year, things
Yeah,
are
things are pretty
definitely
quiet,
slowing down and
yeah.
quiet. So,
People are hopefully focusing on their family and each other, so that's good.
right.
Yeah.
We should see an uptick at the beginning of the year.
Yep. So, anything major for next week that we're going to be
Well,
covering?
the rest of these results, these economic indicators that will be coming out, the Consumer Purchase Index, the core CPI as well. I think there's another the resale report will be coming out this week.
Okay.
And then do we get another inflation number?
I don't think so.
No, not another. There's one other indicator. I can't remember what it is, but we'll have it all for you next week.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, I can't think of anything else, other special reports that we talked about doing to get in before the end of the year. So yeah, should be a fairly fast update next week. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah, whatever you're celebrating this week.
That's right. And have a blessed rest of the week, and we'll see you again next week.
See you
Take care.
soon.